Hello everyone, I'm Lisa Friend, and this is the vlog for Dragon Age Resurgence Session 23B for bold, beautiful, and a bunch of other stuff.
Brought to you by Payne's Practical Products. It doesn't hurt to shop at Payne's.
I love it. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I may have been looking forward to doing that for several months.
I'm so.
That was so perfect.
What an honor. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's fantastic. So, the floor is open for whatever it is you want to talk about for this vlog, or if you have questions or anything of that nature.
I would like to talk about their origin stories. I love origin stories. They were so good. Did you guys enjoy having your origins?
Yes. And I put this in the chat, but I was very happy that the die rolls for mine actually worked out so that the story we were developing now was at least somewhat agreeable. But I was, like, I kind of said this, but I was not entirely sure what I should be doing at some points. And I'm new to role playing. And so I don't know if there are particular tropes or common solutions to problems like that I don't know about or anything like that. But I was like, I don't know.
I thought you were extremely creative, especially with that grease trap. I was really impressed. I was like, I wouldn't know what to do. Yeah. I was like, he's
screwed. I wasn't sure what you were going to do.
Bracer! Oh, wait, I don't have that.
Yeah, the challenge was in Kenna's backstory, she had established that it was Malcolm, or at least Malcolm and possibly Gerard who saved her life. And so I wanted to find out how, right. But because I didn't know how you would, because I had to introduce Cersei into the origin story somewhere, because it was one of the characters that she made, and Cersei didn't really make an appearance until now. And so I threw you in that situation just to see what would Gerard do in that situation. How involved would he be in helping out Ken? And turns out he did a pretty darn good job.
Yeah, I was worried at some point, but yeah, that was a lot of fun, and it was cool to see how that developed.
I like how it ended up playing out, but just to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes, had you not been able to roll well enough to stop the bandits on your own, then I would have had to have tried, because again, to be consistent, you had to have saved her somehow. So I would have had something happen to help you from the bandits, and by help you, that would have been an early meeting of Archer. You would have met Archer, would have saved you at that point. But I actually prefer you legitimately taking care of the bandits on your own without anybody's help. So yeah, I'm happy that you did that.
I like that too. Okay, so I mentioned this in either my audition video or the interview video, I forget which, but when I originally tuned in to watch season 1 and watched it for a while, but like sort of the emotional, I don't know if you want to call it high point or low point, but the most intense point was when Archer came down with the bomb. And so I'm not sure that he's exactly my favorite character, but I feel kind of a connection in that sense. And so as much as I like Archer, I do like it turning out the way that it did.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think the way that you meet him later was really cool, and the connection to your childhood was interesting as well. I really loved your interaction with the old woman trying to buy the milk.
Ephraim. Yeah, I feel like Gerard would have been fairly confused with brown cows and chocolate milk.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. It worked out.
It played out fine. It was fun to watch you try to sell this woman. try to do what you're supposed to do best, which is, customer service and retail and all that good stuff. So.
And you did it. You got that sale. Good job.
Got the sale.
So this didn't come up in session either, but during one of the sort of mainline sessions a while back, Malcolm mentioned to the group, or maybe it was just Kenna or someone, that Malcolm was a little bit worried about whether or not Gerard really wanted to follow in his footsteps and stuff like that. And at least my picture of him is that he is very enthusiastic about this, and he's especially given the fact that he views it as trying to like get supplies into Ferelden to help it rebuild. He finds it kind of an honor. So I was glad to see that he was successful in that, and it kind of seemed like he was a natural in some respect.
I intended on having. I wish I was able to do this, but due to time constraints, I intended originally to have a moment between you and your dad where he actually asks you about that, if this is really what you want to do. So thank you for answering that question instead during the vlog. So.
I really love that we got to see Eagle Reach. I love that we got to see another Hold, another Avar experience, especially their take on all the traditions. I love that the scene with all the eagles perched above the Thanes. Oh my gosh, I thought that was so cool. I was sitting there like, dang it, that's awesome.
So I guess
cool.
You can't really have a bunch of bears sitting around a throne. No. It's a little weird.
No. So I do have to say that Petra is very well learned about the Avar, with what little officially has been published about the Avar, and I feel kind of bad that as a GM I'm not as well learned as she is, and I feel like she knows at least the lore. Dragon Age lore Avar more than I and Sam combined, probably is my guess.
Look a guess.
So when you cast for season 3, remember this, and I'm not saying I'm gonna roll an Avar, but I do have some other options on the table.
Yes. So the problem as a GM, like in a perfect world, I of course want to be fully knowledgeable.
Yeah.
But the reality is,
you have to manage your world. I only have to think this very narrow spectrum and know it inside and out.
Right. There's a lot of things that as a GM I have to have in my head.
And then you also have to remember each hold is different. What might be true for Eagle Reach, completely different Whitevale.
So in the case of Whitevale Hold, I wanted Sam to go with what she envisioned that specific group of Avar to be like, and there are some aspects that of Whitevale Hold's Avar that kind of break the tradition a little bit of what Avar are like, but I wanted to give her that freedom, partly because it gives her some ownership to that specific Avar, but also because our knowledge of the lore isn't as strong, so therefore we're kind of just going with the flow of making up some things as we go along because we don't have the full lore in mind, which is why having Petra here is really cool. Which is why Petra's going here, because I think she has more knowledge of the lore, and therefore her Avar could be more true to the game, traditional to the game. And again, I just explained that as well. This particular hold, Whitevale Hold, is less traditional than this Avar. And I specifically told Petra that I want to see that conflict come to fruition.
Yeah,
so
I got to yell at Kenna, sorry.
No, I loved it. I loved the conflict between them. I thought it was great. I thought it was amazing.
And then that moment of, okay.
Yeah, Kenna, you're awesome. I'm glad you were like,
no.
You suck. Kenna's like, what?
When Rovas, I'm sorry, I love Kenna to death, but when Rovas said the words, "That's just a dead woman's stick," I was like,
I was flabbergasted. I stood and I was like, did she just call my staff a stick?
Yep. Well, it's not a sword. Come on.
Right. And your mom, what she said about your mom, like dead woman. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, what? I'm gonna beat her with this fucking stick.
I was waiting for it.
I'm like, as a player, I was like, I was it. I'm a higher level. I can kick her ass. I can do this.
You don't have your
but as character in Kenna, she knows that it's not worth defending her pride. Right now, she has to focus on the breach. She has to focus on her people. There's going to be people who disagree with her. So if anything, I didn't get to say it in game, but I'm pretty sure in the future, I think she would take Rovas if she does get this title of, the big honcho head thing. She would definitely take Rovas as, like her personal advisor, someone there to challenge her and force her to, so she doesn't just have people agreeing with her.
Nepotism.
Joke. The rivalry between the two of you is awesome because we're very used to having the other characters who are not as learned.
A lot and
right.
For someone watching this, that gets a little frustrating. Like, really? Okay, you have a different opinion, Theobin. Can you talk about it? No. I want you guys to disagree.
It is good to see someone disagree with Kenna for it. Not that Kenna has run into people agreeing with her all the time, because let's take Violetta for example. That's a very prime example of some disagreements between her and other people. So it's really cool to see.
Violetta? I thought her and Kenna were besties.
No, I mean, between like her opinion on Violetta versus everyone in the group.
Everybody else is in groups, but Tanya Violetta. So it's really, I like the fact that there is another Avar on the block.
I loved it. I loved it so much. I loved it.
Thank you.
I really like that.
Well played.
Yeah, I was just saying I really liked it too. And when it was going on, I was sort of thinking like, well, would Gerard come to Kenna's defense here or anything like that?
I was waiting for someone to.
And Gerard was like, I don't know what's going on here. I trust Kenna, and it sounds like what she's saying is reasonable, but I also feel like I don't know enough about what is going on. It's not really my place to butt into this. Also, I don't really want to make enemies with Rovas and anything like that.
No one would. Like you know me in another life.
Actually, so that is something that I had to consciously think about. Was like, wait a second,
too.
Gerard doesn't know Rovas here.
I can't go over and go, buddy, how you been?
Yeah, there's a parallel reality. So yes, if you guys didn't know, I forgot to mention this earlier, but I'll make sure I say it now. That Mark Roberts, who is another person in our community, has been GMing a separate Dragon Age campaign called, is it Rebuilding Denerim?
Yep.
Yes.
Rebuilding. And Petra and Evan are both in said campaign, so I'll put a link at the bottom of the playlist to the campaign if you guys want to see that. And they are playing Rovas and Gerard. I would like to call them the canon Rovas and Gerard. So the canon Rovas and Gerard in that reality versus the alternate Rovas and Gerard in this reality.
What?
I'm halfway through. It's I'm still catching up, but I'm halfway through. It's so entertaining to watch you guys fight the checkmates. I love it so much. It's really good.
Okay, actually, if you don't mind if I continue on that thread with the confrontation. Okay, I walked into this session like, is there a chance Rovas is going to draw a sword on Kenna? Yes. And then when Kenna fell through and she looked sickly, healer instinct kicked in. It's like, okay, let's help this girl. I may not like her, but it's not a fair fight. I'm not going to disgrace myself.
And explain what is it specifically, because I know you said it a little bit in the game, how she ran away, or in your head she ran away instead of fighting. And in traditional Avar culture, why is that a no-no?
In Avar culture, it's very much believed you die before you get taken alive. There is no in between. How do you think they feel of someone that runs away? That's always been in my head with the Avar, and auditions and Samantha's story, it's like, that's so not an Avar, but I see hooks. I need to befriend this girl. I need to understand her thinking. And thank you for not telling me, go away, you're being weird, Samantha.
No.
I'm really into this thing and I want to talk about it a lot.
No, it was so much fun. And then, I mean, I loved I love the whole confrontation. It was great. You did it so well. I mean, like you challenged her without like I don't want to say insulting because there was a couple of times where it was a little insulting, hurt my heart a little bit. But you did it so well, so I really want to applaud you for that. It was a great performance. Amazing.
Thank you. Now, people in comments, do not hate me for that.
No, do not at all. She did an amazing job. Amazing. And it's good that she got challenged.
I'm pretty sure the community knows it's an act, but
Yes. Then there was Gerard in the Fade for a little bit. Midstream.
I forgot about that part for a second.
We didn't.
Yeah, that.
Fan art, please.
I never thought Evan would end up, in the Fade with his pants down. Never thought that would happen. Or excuse me, Gerard in the Fade with his pants down.
What was going through my head when Gerard wound up in there was sort of like, I feel that he would be very uncomfortable and a little bit weirded out and stuff like that, and so he didn't move right away because like didn't know if it would be safe to do that, but eventually decided, well, what am I just going to do? Stand here, and then being surprised first of all by Archer, and then being surprised by Archer standing on the wall. Kind of threw him off, but I felt like he probably got at least more accustomed to it after being in it for a little while. And actually, now that I say that, that kind of plays into when they were nearing the exit, and he was able to start using his magic to make stuff appear and stuff like that, which I was very happy about because I was so nervous that I was going to kill Archer there.
Yeah. Yes, fangirls and boys, right?
So there is more to Gerard than meets the eye. Yes, he is a businessman merchant, but he does have something innately within him that allows him to manipulate his surroundings because of the fact that he's either when he's in the Fade or when the Fade is merging with the world. Now, if you fix the world and everything goes back to normal, then okay, so his abilities might no longer be a thing anymore. Unless he goes back into the Fade.
Quick, Gerard, stop us all and become king of the world.
But so I've got so the way I feel like Gerard's powers are very Doctor Strange like, because that's Doctor Strange's stick, is that he's able to alter reality and make different things happen. And so he is better equipped to do that than most other people. I think that there are, during this whole catastrophe, other people have the ability to do that in varying degrees, and just hope that the people who are able to do that are more good people than bad people, but most likely not. So that is, I wanted to be able to reference all of the lore that says, when you're in the Fade, you can just think something to be true, and it is. And that was Gerard's thing, his piece in that. So
that as a player, that was also really fun, sort of, because going into it is like, okay, I know I have focuses in these things. I know I put emphasis on these abilities. I know I'm going to be pretty good with a bow. I can do these backstab and stuff like that. And then you throw, but you can also magic.
Oh yeah, I know that feeling from building Denerim.
That was a lot of fun, and it was a surprise. And the other thing that's kind of funny about that is, as I was building my character, I was like, well, should I put points into magic? I know it helped the main characters in their quest. And I know Hark has said he doesn't like dump stats.
Yep.
But I'll pass on that. So I have a big fat 0 for magic there.
Yes, but because you're innately attuned, I gave you +3 to all your rolls, if you remember.
Yes.
I'm saying +3. So
So I appreciate that. Thank you.
I was half expecting Gerard for when Kenna goes up and talks to the Thane. I was half expecting him to start like altering reality, just be like the gods chose me, and then have like flashes of light and like have all these like have her start to turn water into wine, and then she starts walking on like have all these miracles, like have doves fly out of his.
Back.
So for what it's worth, two things. First of all, I was actually trying to watch for opportunities to use it, but I didn't actually come up with it. The one thing that I thought was, and I'm not saying I expected this to happen. I kind of expected Kenna to be successful just because it maybe makes a better story. But I mean, you never know. But if Kenna was not able to convince the Thane, and Gerard would have tried to do the moving thing in reverse and like project an image of the Avar into the square at Highever or something like that.
Oh, okay.
As a potential warning.
Interesting. That would have been fun.
I don't know if that would have been successful or not, but he would have tried to do it.
It's a good idea.
And so I was also kind of saving a charge for that because I don't know how often I can do it and stuff like that. That was sort of my thoughts on that.
Actually, if we can talk about the Fade thing real quick, the girl who jumped through, was that Yurid or someone else, or you're not going to tell me?
The girl who jumped through the portal?
Yep.
You mean when we
Kenna.
were? Yeah, I think
that was Kenna. They were following after Kenna.
Okay.
Yes.
Sorry.
They witnessed her.
Someone else. No offense, Kenna.
No, it was the same. Yeah, because it was the same rift.
I wanted to ask
that they
during the
through.
session, but like, no, don't. That's interruption.
Yes, and what happened was you ended up having a rather lengthy conversation, and because you had a real lengthy conversation, I needed to stall them following immediately after Kenna through the rift, and that was the whole platform thing that I did to explain the fact that some time passes by before they finally appear after your conversation.
So you almost killed Archer because you needed to use up 5 minutes.
Yeah, I almost killed Archer because I needed to use up 5 minutes. That's exactly right. You're right.
Speaking of Archer speaking, hey, he can speak.
He can speak.
I was actually
we were all so worried about that.
So, like, no.
I'm sorry?
I remember the crossover. Archer could speak after that.
He could.
Why can't he speak now? Oh, there he goes. Okay.
He can. He just doesn't like speaking unless he has something important to say. And honestly, he prefers sign language. He prefers not speaking because he's just used to it.
Yeah.
So, but I think after traveling with Gerard, in total silence, I think he felt that he needed to speak up a little bit more for Gerard's sanity than his sanity, because he's used to being mute, but he knows not everybody else is used to him being mute. So
I don't know how much of this you thought about, probably most of it, but I really like that solution in the sense that it is not like a big change in his character. Like he still has the same kind of presentation, and it's an explanation that makes sense as to like why he doesn't speak, because it takes a lot of effort on his part, but at the same time he can still do it if really need be. So I like that. I thought it was clever.
I didn't want to completely remove what made Archer, and honestly, the fact that he's mute makes him a very interesting character. And so, but when somebody's mute, of course, other people want to help you, which is fine. And I let people help him so that they can have some sort of consequence, or at least things that you do affects the world around you. But at the same time, I don't want to lose what made people love Archer to begin with. And so that's why I tried to make it so that he doesn't really talk that often, but he can. He just doesn't as often.
I was terrified going into the hold. I didn't think that's what we were going to be doing this session at all. I thought we were going to be, I don't know, trying to figure out, I thought it was going to be like a big old Fade episode, like, in the games, and we have to figure out how to get out or something. I don't know. I didn't think I was going to be able to get out in 2 seconds. I was like, well, what now? And then you're like, you go talk to people and stop them from war. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. That's what you're supposed to do today.
Oh, I was not ready for that at all.
It looked like you fooled me. It looked like you were ready for it.
Oh, I was terrified. First, when we had to go speak to my mom, I was worried that she was okay with the fact that I got thrown into the Fade, for one.
But she didn't know.
She was just going about her day. I was like, oh, okay, Mom. I see how it is.
Yeah, my mom, no, she had no clue. No idea.
Yeah. And then actually speaking to Rovas's Thane, Rothgard, Frostguard, yeah. I mean, I didn't think I was going to be successful at all. I was positive it was going to come to a conflict and that I was going to have to battle for the people.
He would have been there for you.
He didn't give you the Thane. He didn't like bow to you into Thaneship outright. He gave you a I guess a rite of passage or a challenge, I guess.
If you're trial by the gods, good luck.
Trial by the gods, good luck. Fix the world, and then you can be Thane.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have a week.
You have a week. All right, guys. Timeline. Pressure's on. But yeah, I was absolutely terrified. And then you had like all these eagles watching me, and then all the people watching me, and I'm like, oh. And then I was telling them earlier while we were on break that my voice kept cracking when I was talking, and I was like, I want to be really tough, guys, but I keep sounding like a weenie.
But it's so in character, I think. I think that's in character.
It sounded like you were kind of you were passionate about what you were trying to do.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I got out. Like, you're like, you sounded a little upset, but it sounded
genuine.
In context, it came through as genuine and passionate about what you were talking about. So
yeah,
oh, that's good. That's good. Okay. Cool. Yeah, those eagles, man, those are intimidating creatures.
Yes.
To stare down at you. And then when I literally started crying when the eagles bowed. I was like, oh my God, I did it.
Yes.
I was actually crying. I had to take my glasses off because they were fogging. I didn't think I was going to do it.
It seemed like you honestly needed to convince the eagles more than you needed to convince the Thane.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like.
That's what it felt like. I loved it. It was an impressive challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Whew.
Anything else?
Rovas got to be with my brother.
Yes, I wasn't.
Well, look at it this way: if Hark had put Plym here, she would have went for that instead.
Yeah.
My ship is.
Oh, good to know that my brother's just the casual second place. That makes me feel great about my decision.
Well, in this verse, she hasn't met Plym. It's just a name in a story. In this verse, Ari is very real. If both had been there at the same time, I would actually like to have seen that. But.
Didn't you, out of character, Sam, when you saw Plym, didn't you out of character say, oh, Plym's here? All right, see ya, Connor. Like, I believe you said that. So, don't throw stones.
That's true. That's so true. That's true.
See, Plym, you just need to date Avar girls. You'd get all
I know. There you go. What were you guys expecting to happen today? Since Sam mentioned it, what were Petra and Evan expecting to have happened today, going in? What were your expectations? I don't know.
Rovas getting to yell at Kenna.
Rovas getting to yell at Kenna, which you did.
Yes.
So I had really no idea. The only thing I was trying to think of beforehand or could think of beforehand as a potential thing would be if maybe we were to, because we don't, at this point in time, the videos after session 20 haven't been up. And so we don't know how except for what we discovered here, we don't know how the lens meet went or anything like that. So I was trying to think, if Gerard were involved in the lens meet somehow, what kind of way would he react? before we started, I actually asked Harp how Logain is viewed in this world, in terms of whether it's known that he was a traitor, sort of, because I was thinking, well, if someone hypothetically were to ask Gerard like about form of government or anything like that, he may or may not be more or less trustful of a monarchy because of that. But that's as far as I could come up with for plausible storylines. Of course, we had no idea that there was going to be a giant breach of the sky.
True. That I had not prepared for.
Yeah.
We didn't know either. It was such a shock. We went into that episode thinking it was the final, and he's like, no.
Yeah, they thought that so the Landsmeet episode is about to be posted, and that was really cool in my opinion. And then the following episode, they had to go take care of the big giant rift in the sky, and they thought that was the finale, only to find out, nope, yeah, your bracers are gone, and you guys are separated. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
The games, and you guys are gonna go and play with the other finalists in the game, which is pretty awesome. So I'm glad you guys had that chance.
It was so much fun. I was nervous. I was nervous because I didn't have any of my original crew here. So I was like, I don't know what to do. I'm all by myself. There's no one to take over for me or anything to hide behind. Yeah. And I think it was an amazing experience. And thank you guys for providing that.
No problem.
It was a lot of fun for me too. Like I said, the Mark's campaign is the only other role-playing experience I have, so it was a lot of fun to get another go.
Well, hopefully those will not be your last.
Yeah, I'm in 4 right now, so yeah. But I said I wanted to tabletop, I meant it.
I can do one at a time, I think.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you're allowed to tell me this, but is Connor alive?
So the good news is, you find out the fate of Sir Cawthrian, Connor, and Hugh in the session that I recorded with Kimberly and Kevin. So they know what happened, but they're not allowed to tell you. So that's the bad news. The bad news is I can't tell you. But the good news is when this comes out, well, by the time their session gets posted, I'm pretty sure you're gonna know. But Kevin and Kimberly's will be posted first, so everybody will know their fate in that session, and then they come into this episode with poor Sam not knowing what happened to them.
I just want to know. I mean, we did all that to find Hugh, and if Hugh dies, I'm going to be so... Kimberly would have been very mad.
I know.
And if Connor's dead, I'm going to be crushed. Dark Kenna will rise.
Dark Kenna, yes. The next villain, season 3. There we go. Then maybe...
Good to know. I will build my character now.
Yeah,
one of my choices right now is now Assad from the Canary, where that's what they do is destroy dangerous magics.
There you go. I like that. Good question. I sort of answered it. I sort of answered it. So
I'll just wait slowly and painfully.
Any other things? Any other thoughts? Any other questions?
Thank you so much for using so much of the backstories I sent you. I'm like, is this too much? I mean, I don't think it is, but I'm creative writing background, so maybe he doesn't want to read my fan fiction.
No, I liked it, and I was glad I was able to pull a few things that related indirectly to Evan's character too. Mm-hmm. Arlan, I liked a lot. I was trying to decide between whether Arlan or Anya. I was trying to decide between the two of them, if either of them to survive, or if both of them died. And then I ended up
trying to pair myself for one, the other, or both.
Yeah, and then just because of Arlan's connection not only with Gerard but also Archer, I figured I should keep Arlan at least alive for now.
My apologies, Daddy.
It made sense with the description of Petra's explanation as to why you survived, how you survived.
Actually, as Kenna is going on a big scary quest really soon, which I'm guessing we're not going to be around for, Kenna, I am giving these things to you from my character sheet. You are getting 2 moderate healing potions.
Hey.
You're getting a lesser healing potion. You're also getting 1 vial of Corpse Kiss.
That's the poison, isn't it?
It's not poison. It's a healing agent.
Interesting.
Oh, I thought there was a poison called Kiss something.
Yeah, there is, but that's not it. Yes.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, there is a poison that has Kiss in the title. This is something different.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she mentioned in the origin stories she was working on a formula. She perfected it.
Nice.
Very
nice.
It heals broken bones, flesh wounds, or if you really want to get nasty, get someone to drink it, because it'll form stone inside their bodies and kill them.
So it can be a poison.
If you really want to get nasty. It's not meant for that, though. This is for healing.
Body.
Mm-hmm.
Jerk. Okay. I might let Theo play with that for a bit.
Oh no, if he cracks the formula, he's not allowed to sell it. That's mine.
I'll let him know.
Or we can have words. We'll see.
Cool, thank you so much.